Well, hello there, sons and daughters of the Most High God. Here we are again. It's time for Just a Thought with Al. It's good to see you're looking fine today, and I know that you're blessed of the Lord, as Tina and I are also. Today, I'd like to suggest we think about servanthood. Something I've been discussing with Tina, and the Lord's been kind of speaking to my heart regarding. And I think if you were in the midst of any group of would-be Christians in this day and hour, and you were to pose the question to them and say, well, who would like to be a good servant of the Lord? Most would readily propose, yes, sign me up. I would much desire to be a good servant of the Lord. But something the Lord kind of challenged my heart with when I considered that, and I felt like he was asking me, you want to be a good servant of the Lord? And, well, of course. And he said, well, consider John, Gospel according to John 15, chapter, the 15th verse. When Jesus says something about this, his words were, and I quote, I call you not servants. That calls for a little thought, doesn't it? That's a good, just a thought. I call you not servants? Gee, what is that all about, Lord? As I considered, thought about the matter, I started thinking, we're sons and daughters, not servants. And that doesn't mean that we don't serve, but we're not servants. What are some of the differences between the two? Well, you consider a servant is a hired hand, not part of the family. Somebody that has a position or job to do and is paid for it, compensated. Somebody that doesn't live in the house, but rather has quarters out behind the house, servants' quarters. Somebody that only participates in that which happens in the house for X amount of hours per day or week, and then clocks out, as it were, and goes and lives their own life. What a difference, a contrast between a son or a daughter and a servant. I don't have a relationship with my Lord. I don't have a position in the household of faith part-time. X amount of hours per day, a paycheck at the end of the week. No, that's not my Christianity at all. I have a relationship with the Lord. My God is my Father. Hallelujah. Who loves me desperately. And out of that relationship and out of that deep-rooted love, I joyfully, gladly do serve in the house, but not as a servant. So there is a difference. You know, I was thinking a little bit further about that too. A servant has a different mindset because they're only so many hours per day or week that they work, and they also have another life that they live outside of the one when they're on duty. And I think sometimes I find there are Christians that kind of find themselves in that kind of situation where they feel like there's a life that they live at church and with their Christian friends and in that environment, and there's a different life they live at the workplace or in different parts of the community. There's variation, and it's not a good feeling. They desperately desire to have a continuity that goes from Sunday morning through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the week, all the time, morning, noon, and night, at the family, with the in the community, and that's where there is a real joy. So it's a good thought. I call you not servants. What does he call us? Sons and daughters. Yes, he does. Hallelujah. And you're a fine son or a fine daughter. Yes, you are. And the Father's love is upon you, rests upon you. And I can picture, as it were, Jesus speaking to you, holding you with his arms and speaking face to face with you and saying, I call you not a servant. Hallelujah. So that's something to think about for a while. I trust that you'll find joy in this thought, freedom in this thought. Don't ever settle for less. No, you're not a servant. So, until the next time, that's just the thought with Al. There's others as time progresses here. More and more, I hope to be able to produce these little messages and put them on our website. Please let us know your thoughts about the things that are shared here, and communicate with us as you have opportunity. We'd appreciate it so much. Check out our website, other offerings on our website. That's alantina.com, ALNTINA.com. There's a link you can click on there also if you should feel led by the Lord to help support us in our mission and endeavors that we are part of. We'd certainly appreciate it. And until we see you again, we just pray God's blessing upon you. And remember, you're beautiful. Yes, you are, because you're made in his image. God bless.